Well, there we are. Hello, gang. Welcome to the show, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We're all very excited and very much looking forward to this. I'll just do some quick introductions, and we'll try to jump right in. Keep the show moving. We got a lot of ground to cover. You know, we have 40 plus years of musical journey to take you guys along on, but first and foremost, even though I'm pointing the wrong way, there you go. Mr. John Cribbs in the upper right-hand corner. Welcome, Johnny.
That's me. Thank you. It's great. It's great to be here. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be all kinds of fun. And in the lower left, we have Michael Gerling. How are you, Michael?
I'm doing fine.
Yeah, sounds great. And we have Danny Goppin from North Carolina, right? Not South Carolina, North.
Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
Excellent, excellent. Well, like I said, we have a lot of ground to cover. So I'm going to jump right in. And appropriately enough, start at the beginning. And then the gang will be back and we'll chat a little bit.
Who are you?
Sort of doing double duty with the directing as well. So my performance part of it will kind of delay the television part of it a little bit. But like I said, as part of the story of tonight's evening, I'm going to start at the beginning. Where the earth is green and the sky is clear, with willing hands and my love near, so I won't have to live my life alone. I'm gonna build my home. I'm gonna build my own sweet home. And I'll cast my seed at the river's edge, and I'll set a light on the window ledge. For those of us the lonesome highways roam, when I build my home, when I build my own sweet home. And I'll have children grow where their eyes can see the light of peace, where dreams can breathe, to fill with love the houses of their own. When I build my home, when I build my own sweet home. So let the sun shine down and raise a golden grain, so tall and strong, to the wind and rain, that tumbles walls and fences made of stone. When I build my home, I build my own sweet home, when I build my home, when I build my own sweet home. I did forget to mute everybody, so I hope you guys weren't.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Now, while I put on my TV hat, I will say that I thought that was a good place to start because we've got some common ground there, right? And as a matter of fact, look at those youngins. Look at those kids.
I don't recognize those guys.
The reason I popped that up is because John, Danny Gotham, who I hope is watching tonight, and Michael Hatfield, were kind enough to record that song decades ago on this record, the Racket River Rounders, and it was a great thrill for me, and they did a fantastic job. And I think I've asked you this before, John, but I remember the first time I met you. You probably don't.
I think it had something to do with northern New York, but...
Oh, very much so, yeah.
Yeah. Was it ACC?
No.
No?
I was playing at Canton, which is, of course, upstate New York, all the way up there, and you were playing at St. Lawrence. And I must have finished before you, because I wandered over to St. Lawrence, and you were playing the coffee house there in St. Lawrence, which I probably wandered over there because I was probably playing there like a week later or something. And I was, of course, blown away by the young John Cribbs. Now, this is going back like 45 years ago. And so I told you so after the show, and we've been making noise ever since.
So who was I there with?
You were by
Michael?
yourself. No, you were playing by yourself. It was a solo gig.
Oh, man, that's a long
I know.
time ago.
Yeah.
And did you ask to sit in on the harmonica?
No.
He would have said no.
No, I had a pat answer for that.
Well,
You
but
know.
years later, I would get even with you on that score, though.
Oh, yeah, man, that's for sure. I missed
so-
this.
Yeah. Oh, those band gigs. Well, you had a handful of band gigs. We'll talk more about the band gigs in a little bit.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
why don't you play us a song there, Johnny? What do you think?
Okay. Well, this is not from the old days. This is about being old. Yeah. So a few years ago, I decided that I would, rather than quit showbiz at like 55 years old, I would continue on and find out what it was going to be like to become an old musician. First thing I learned was nobody's looking for the next old musician. Anyway, this is a song about moving on. Well, I wake up in the morning, man, my body aches. I cannot lay down again, I gotta do whatever it takes. Trouble could come anytime, you gotta hold the fort, you gotta draw the line. I may cry and I may whine, but I'm fighting back, That's what you do. Well, ain't nobody gonna fight them battles, ain't nobody gonna fight them for you. And this could get messy. Yeah, this soul wanna pick a fight. Come to my place, that's alright. I'm gonna fuss, headbutt, and kick and bite. Fighting back. Well, I called my friend up, Mel. I said, hey, Mel, how you doing? I'm fighting back, she says, in the last well, that ain't nothing new. You gotta bite right back at the one that bit you. Keep on moving or they're gonna get you. And now, Johnny, you getting the picture. Fighting back, I'm fighting back. That's what you do. Well, ain't nobody gonna fight them battles. Ain't nobody gonna fight them for you. This could get ugly. Yeah, but this old fool won't pick a fight. Come to my place, that's alright. I'm gonna fuss, headbutt, and kick and bite. Fighting back, yeah, yeah. Well, I know, you know, you know, I know. I know, you know, I know. Here we are, and there we go. When life is kicking me down, and I'm against the ropes, I ain't in the ground. I'm gonna come out swinging come next round. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I went to visit my old man. I sat by his side, I held his hand. His gaze was somewhere far away, and from that place I heard him say, you know, Dylan Thomas had it right. You do not go gentle into that good night. You gotta rage against the dying of the light. And then he made a fist. He held it tight. He raised it up and with all his might said, fighting back, that's what you do. Well, ain't nobody gonna fight them battles. Ain't nobody gonna fight them for you. And this could get ugly. Yeah, well, this old world wanna pick a fight. Come to my place, that's alright. I'm gonna fuss it, but and kick and bite. Fighting back, I'm fighting back. Ooh, yeah, yeah.
Woo-hoo! Yeah, keep fighting, Johnny. Keep fighting.
Yeah, you're very kind. Thank you very much.
No way.
Yeah.
So, I actually don't know how you and Michael got together upstate. I think it might have something to do with this photo, but I'm not sure.
Well, one thing I remember about Michael is that we were both doing the coffee house circuit, and we were both playing various colleges, and we were at these places like a month or, you know, a couple of weeks apart, and I would see his poster, and I'd go, who's this funny-looking guy, you know? And I don't mean that, Michael. I don't mean that.
No.
Not really. Hadfield used to say that, yeah.
Right.
I was sure we met in a parking lot with, you know, wiring up broken mufflers with coat hangers. But I know there was a lot of that going on.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. I think Michael and I were traveling together, Michael Hadfield and I, and we were at some college and doing this. And yeah, I what did you have back then? An MG or a...
Oh, I had the silliest car in the world. It was a little Datsun Roadster, which was sort of a Japanese version of an MG. So it's a convertible Roadster, and sometimes I traveled with a bass player. And if you can imagine trying to put all that stuff, the poor bass player had to wrap his bass in a trash bag and tie it to the luggage rack on the trunk. Izzy, poor Izzy.
Poor Izzy.
Well,
I'm having headphone issues here. I'm going to have to back out for a minute.
Back out for a minute. Well, Michael's, I think we want, Michael, you're one of, safe to say, all of our favorite songwriters. You really are extraordinarily, your body of work. You've put so many great songs in the world, and
Thank you,
grateful
Ray.
for that. So let's just cue you up and put everybody into silent mode, and
Excuse me, take my cough drop out of my mouth.
and we'll talk more about just talk more about silly cars a little later because you don't have a monopoly on that.
Yeah. Well, this has nothing to do with that. This is a song from the 90s, I guess. It's called "Starting Tomorrow." Starting tomorrow, it'll be all right. Out of the darkness, into the light. We'll put on the changes like a new suit of clothes. I'll be a new man starting tomorrow. There'll be a new star in the northern night. I will come to you at the speed of light. Starting tomorrow, it'll be all right. Out of the darkness, into the light, we'll put on the changes like a new suit of clothes. I'll be a new man starting tomorrow. There'll be a red glow and the leaves will fall. Put on a last show, a real free-for-all. Starting tomorrow, it'll be all right. Out of the darkness, into the light, we'll put on the changes like a new suit of clothes. I'll be a new man starting tomorrow. Starting tomorrow. Close enough?
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking when I saw the Racket River Rounders LP thing that you put up, was that I realized I can remember being the jerky friend that you don't ever want to be. When I first saw the album cover, I was reading it, and of course in those days you had lots of text on the back and notes and stuff. And I was looking at it, and I couldn't help noticing that the word Adirondack had been spelled like 3 or 4 different ways. The thing is, the name of the record label was Adirondack Records.
That's right.
it's not on there. Okay.
Yeah.
And I felt bad as soon as I mentioned it. Somebody
Sure
would
you
have, but it didn't have to be me.
That's what friends are for, Michael. You know.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, three different spellings. Yeah. Man.
So now I go back to the late 70s with most of you guys, but I have a feeling that Danny, you and John in particular, may go back even further than that.
Well,
I mean, when's this picture taken?
Well, that's right when we started the Rounders. That's at the Wild Oat. I remember that distinctly. That was our first photo shoot with the Rounders. That mandolin I'm holding, I borrowed from David Danks. I didn't even have a mandolin at that point. And that's Johnny with his old Guild 12 string, and Michael with his famous bass. And yeah.
Wait a minute.
yeah.
Wait a minute. Is that Johnny or is that Orion? Because I swear to God, that looks like John's son.
Yeah.
Looks exactly like it's.
Yeah.
And they both have hats with that sort of decoration on them too. I think the frayed edges. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a great photo.
Yeah.
It was a great hat.
Yeah. That was.
So how did you meet John?
Well, Johnny, I don't know if either one of us have different recollections. The first time I saw John play, it was in the multi-purpose room at Potsdam State. It was actually before I moved to Potsdam. There was a bunch of bands there, and he was playing with a band called Fatty Lumpkin. and then later on, then I saw him playing a solo gig. He was warming up for somebody. I don't remember who, but he was playing the 12-string, and he was just great. I said, "Man, this guy's really good." And then somehow I don't remember how it all happened, but I met Michael along the way, and one thing led to another, and
There you go.
we started this band in 1979, and top of the charts all the way,
There
baby.
you go. There you go. Well,
Forward.
my friend Lanny's watching the show tonight, and we had a band called Yak Stew. If that, if we want to start going through the classic band names that we had,
yeah.
but there's been some good ones. Well, Michael, why don't you play us a little something? And
Danny's
I'm
turn.
sorry, Danny. I meant.
Or he can play it if he wants to. I'm willing to just do a pass on this one if you want. Just
No, this is what happens when you're multitasking with the computer keyboard.
Thank God you're doing it. That's all I can say. Thank you.
well, I'm just along for the ride. I mean, no. Let's just tell it like it is. I'm mostly an instrumentalist. I really I'm a guitar player and play a little mandolin, and, ukulele and whatever else I can get my hands on. And but I've always enjoyed picking good songs. I'll say that. I might not write them, but I know how to pick some good ones. And we don't have a lot of songs that we could play tonight, so I'm just going to throw a dart at the dartboard, and the one that I chose is this one. When I moved down to Chapel Hill in 1990, I went down there to do my master's degree at UNC. One of the reasons why I went down there, I had no idea what Chapel Hill was like, I mean, I never visited there, but I had a really good feeling about the place because I knew that the Red Clay Ramblers were based in Chapel Hill. And so I said, any town that has a band like that's got to be pretty cool. And so I had this gut feeling it was going to be a good fit, and it was. Now, this is one of their best-known songs. Tommy Thompson wrote this, and I usually play this one when John and I do the annual Lena's gig on Boxing Day, and so I'll do it again. This is called Hot Buttered Rum by Tommy Thompson. When chimney smoke hangs still and low across the stubbled fields of snow, and angry skies reach down and seize the sour blackened bones of trees, in the dead of winter, when the silent snowbirds come, you're my sweet maple sugar honey, hot buttered rum. When dreary Christmas decorations line the streets and filling stations. Dime stores Santas can't disguise their empty hands and empty eyes in the dead of winter. When the tinsel angels come, you're my sweet maple sugar honey, hot buttered rum. When gloves and boots and woolen parkas bring cold comfort to the heart, bitter memories freeze the tongue, and words of love are left unsung. In the dead of winter, when those cold feelings come, you're my sweet maple sugar honey, hot buttered rum. In the dead of winter, when those cold feelings come, you're my sweet maple sugar honey, hot buttered rum.
Yeah, man.
Thanks.
Very lovely.
Thank Tommy Thompson for that one.
Thank you,
Nicely
Tommy.
done.
So, because Michael mentioned his car, and he also mentioned coat hangers, and I think probably Johnny is going to be most familiar with this, but I wouldn't be surprised if all of you at one point or another took the perilous ride. And
Yes! Yes!
That was a 1967 VW camper.
Yeah,
and,
man.
We had a lot of fun times driving around different gigs in that van. I know you and Michael and Frank came down, and I set up a bunch of gigs in the city and on Long Island, and we did like a little mini tour in that van. And Johnny probably remembers it was a night that bucket of bolts had a hole in the floorboard underneath the driver's feet that was so big that I had to put a piece of sheet metal over it just so my feet didn't go through the floorboard. And of course,
Yeah. What a great vehicle.
a lot of great memories. And of course, you remember Huddy. I don't know if
Oh,
everybody-
yeah.
Huddy. He was
Yeah.
a tough dog to forget. All right, well, we're going to move to the musical portion of our program again, and I'm gonna mute you fellas and play a couple of songs, and we'll talk about some more crazy stuff. Okay. All right. There we go. That van is a testament to youth, because we used to drive that thing all around every corner of upstate New York. And this is long before the days of cell phones. And it just amazes me to this day that we never got stuck somewhere in the middle of the North Country in that thing. But a lot of laughs. But, driving around in that thing, this song kind of fits it. Closing time, the lights are bright, and the bartender wants to call it a night. Don't go home, he cries, just don't stay here. It's a good time for a bad idea. Now honey, you're looking good, yeah, you're looking fine. And if you're wondering what's on my mind, just grab your coat and I'll make it clear. It's a good time for a bad idea. Let's go crazy, let's get down and leave a mark all over town. Start some trouble that they won't forget. Raise a ruckus that we'll regret. And take my hand, walk out this door, and be someone you've never been before. Things ain't always quite like they appear. It's a good time for a bad idea. That's right. It's a good time. It's a good time. Yeah, it's a real good time for a bad idea. Let's go crazy, let's get loud, and do some things won't make us proud. Start some trouble that they won't forget. Raise a ruckus that we'll regret. But in the morning when that sun is high, now don't be looking for a kiss goodbye, 'cause with the break of dawn I'll disappear. It's a good time for a bad idea. Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. Yeah, it's a real good time for a bad idea. There you go. Yeah, there was a lot of stories that we're probably going to leave out tonight, where that good time for a bad idea would be appropriate. But maybe we'll hit some of them. It's hard to say. Well, I'm going to play one more song before we get back to our troupe. And I have to play this song because I was lucky enough that Johnny played on it when I recorded it. And let's face it, baseball season's right around the corner. So here's to you, Mordecai Three Finger Brown. Let me put that guitar. Well, come gather round the dugout, leave the bats and balls behind. In life and baseball, well, a hero's hard to find. And that's why we still remember all across this town and tell the story of Three Finger Brown. Well, he was born in Indiana, where he lost part of his hand. But then he found a curveball that could strike out any man. After St. Louis, he was Chicago bound. The Cubs had a rookie named Three Finger Brown. After St. Louis, he was Chicago bound. The Cubs had a rookie named Three Finger Brown. Now in 1908, the Giants, they had a fearsome night. They fought us to one final game, the season on the line. Yeah, they had Christy Matheson to keep the Cubbies down. We gave the baseball to Three Finger Brown. But the gangsters, they had told him that his life was at stake. If they won the ball game, it would be his last mistake. With their threats in his pocket, he walked on to the mound. And no man stood taller than Three Finger stood taller than Three-Finger Brown. And so his curveball dipped and darted right through the strike zone, dropped. The Giants never had a chance. The Cubs wound up on top. Yeah, he brought home the pennant, and then he brought home the crown. The pride of Chicago was Three-Finger Brown. And so if you're in a tough spot and the odds are looking grim, and your team needs a hero, if you're gonna win, reach back for something extra and just look into the crowd, 'cause someone's watching named Three-Finger Brown. Yeah, he brought home the pennant, and then he brought home the crown. The pride of Chicago was Three-Finger Brown. The pride of Chicago was Three-Finger Brown. Three-Finger Brown. Three-Finger Brown. Three-Finger Brown. Three-Finger Brown. True story of the one and the only. There we go.
favorite.
There's the gang. Well, all
I
right.
love that tune. That's a great song.
So, let's switch my headphone. So, Danny mentioned the Oak Tavern, or what was it, Danny, that you mentioned? Because I remembered the name when you said it. The club that you were playing at.
Oh, when
this
we
picture?
started that was the Wild Oat.
The Wild Oat, right.
The Wild Oat, yeah.
Because I remember the name, but much more significant was But what I love is the shirt in this picture. Now, who can forget Django's?
Well, you know what? I could tell that. You know what? That's St. Patty's Day. Because I'm wearing a green tie.
Oh, that's right. They see the shamrock. Yeah.
You can't tell it's green, but I know the only time I was ever in Django's with a white shirt and a tie on was when I was a bartender earlier that day at Django's, and then we were playing that night. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well,
Yahoo!
Django's was infamous for many a hoot and a holler night. That we had a lot of fun in Django's. And so John, I guess we're gonna listen to some songs from your songbook. Is that okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's hear them.
Okay. I'm just loving this. That's all I'm gonna say, man. Great songwriting, great playing. Danny Gothman and I toured hard for, I don't know, seemed like, 150 years or so, and, So anyway, I'm just really enjoying this. So here's a little story song. Let's make believe we're going on vacation, and we're going to Las Vegas, and we don't have a lot of money, so we're taking the bus, a long bus ride, and I'm driving, and you're the passengers, and this is a song about some of the other passengers on the bus. Well, his courage may be all he owns, nothing borrowed, nothing old, maybe 16. No one back home cares that he's gone or wants to know. And his youthful bravado may impress his peers, but the face that I see in my rearview mirror, he's a restless rider on this Greyhound tonight, one way to Las Vegas. You can just see the lights. He's a restless rider, maybe tore up inside, but when this bus pulls in, he's gonna be alright. A young mother, her baby asleep, closes her Bible and weeps. And if she could fly, I'm sure she would leap, grow wings on her back and wings on her feet, and fly up to heaven away from this world and sit by the Father, a good little girl. Not a restless rider on this Greyhound tonight, one way to Las Vegas. You can just see the lights. She's a restless rider, maybe tore up inside, but when this bus pulls in, she's gonna be alright. The elderly gentleman snores. Well, that's Eddie, he's 74, and when he boarded, he told me of his old best friend Phil, how they each took out policies and each made out wills, that whomever lived longer should take all the dough and blow it in Vegas. And so he's a restless rider on this Greyhound tonight, one way to Las Vegas. You can just see the lights. He's a restless rider, maybe tore up inside, but when this bus pulls in, he's gonna be alright. Never knowing what's ahead, when each morning comes, you shake the blues right out of bed when you decide to catch that ride. Well, some stories never get old, some stories never get told. Well, I've driven this route since I got this job, and I learned how to listen, and I listen a lot. And some folks are smart, got it all figured out, from Jesus to blackjack, but mostly, no doubt, We are restless riders on this Greyhound tonight, one way to Las Vegas. You can just see the lights. We are restless riders, maybe tore up inside, but when this bus pulls in, we're gonna be alright. We're gonna be alright. We're gonna be alright. All aboard. Well, this next tune and this little 2-song set here is a song that was inspired by a conversation with my friend Tina, who I hope is watching. We were talking one night before a gig, and that I had with the band the McCrells, and Tina was a big McCrells fan, and so we became friends. And anyway, here's the song, "Always Walking." Well, you and me hardly know one another, never been like sister and brother, never stood together with our backs to the wall. You think of me as another fan, following your little band. Sometimes we talk before the show. I like being your friend, And you told me how some nights your dreams take you in flight. And in my dreams, in my dreams, in my dreams, in my dreams, I'm always walking. There's never any chair. In my dreams, I'm always walking. Well, I don't think about it being there. You may fly above the plane. I'm walking again in my dreams. Well, I've seen you play so many times. I know all your jokes and all the lines to all the tunes on your CD, as if you wrote them just for me. And thinking about you and you're flying, wondering what it is you fly from. Suddenly I realized, even though I'm paralyzed, and it's been a long, long time, sleep's been hard to find. Still it seems, when I dream, in my dreams, in my dreams, I'm always walking. There's never any chair. In my dreams, I'm always walking. Well, I don't think about it being there. Well, you may fly above the plain. I'm walking again in my dreams. You may fly above the plain. I'm walking again in my dreams. Well, you and me, we hardly know one another. We've never been like sister and brother.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Lovely, Johnny.
Thank you.
Ah,
Yeah. And do I introduce the next guy?
sure, please do.
Okay, the next guy is Michael Gerling. And I am a big Michael Gerling fan.
Who is he?
And I think his songs are just incredible. And I'm going to say this publicly. His last CD, now Michael he doesn't look it, but he is 98 years old. And he just put out a new CD like 2
That's
years
all?
ago. Yeah. And I have to say, it was an inspiration. And I just thought it was a wonderful collection of songs. And anyway, so now we've known Michael a long, long time, and we played in the Michael Gerling band. That's interesting because there's a video of the Michael Gerling
There we
band.
go.
Those
Oh,
guys.
God.
Yeah.
I hope we don't have to see that.
No, the video has been banned in the
Good.
U.S.
Good.
and all points northeast, west, and south, I think, by you, Michael.
Yes. It's because I didn't realize we got called in. We were going to go to, I think it was St. Lawrence, and they had a studio, and I thought we were going to play and make a video, but it turned out what we were going to do is lip sync to my record and be videotaped, and it was weird. We just looked silly. But I mean, all the famous bands we grew up on did the same thing, I guess, but we weren't famous, so that's the difference.
Well,
It
back
could
in
have
those
been,
days,
though.
It was hard for us not to look. It was hard for us not to look silly back in those days,
it's
It was, but
One thing
actually-
about that band is we got to play a lot of, we played Michael's original tunes, and that was great. That was
We
a
had
beautiful
some
thing.
great nights playing live, that's
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
we really did.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
fun.
So, Michael Gerling.
Well, actually, before speaking of, I was just going to say, speaking of Family Recipe, Michael's last album, which is really a fantastic record. It's got, one of my favorite, if you can pick a favorite Michael Gerling song on it, in lieu of Flowers. But Michael also does this great thing where he has like a little music store, which is really just a music cooperative for everybody. And it's foolshillmusic.com, and Michael is kind enough to put everybody's music up in his little store. And what made you start that Fool's Hill Music, Michael? What gave you the inspiration for that?
Gee, I think I was going to. I had a web person who was going to, do a little place for me to sell my own stuff. And as I was doing it, I thought, well, it's not that much more trouble to, to have my friends. And my original idea was to have people that I have associations with, or, I was doing at that point recording and producing projects and doing that sort of thing. So it seemed like a natural thing to do. So it was always kind of I had people that I didn't know well, but mostly there were people that I was musically associated with, and I'm not a good businessman, but I really enjoyed. I really had to listen to everything in a different way because I had to make MP3s and do clips and do a lot of stuff, and it just felt good. It felt good to do something for my friends and give a place to go. Check it out. There's some great stuff there.
Yeah. Well, why don't you play some of those great songs, and we'll get back to you after that.
All righty. Well, you mentioned Family Recipe. I think I'll play that song. It was inspired watching my wife bake Christmas cookies, and I looked at, she had a recipe card, and it had been around, you could tell, and that's what brought this on. Darn cough drop again. Boy, what a professional. All right, here we go. Blue fountain pen ink in her mother's hand, the family recipe borrowed from a friend. Sally's name in the upper right-hand corner of a 3x5 card, yellowed and stained. 2 egg whites, 2/3 cup sugar, a half cup chocolate chips, a dash vanilla, a 1/4 cup chopped nuts. Pearl Harbor Day, our family was in tatters. God took our mother away, wheeled her out the door. We had to clear the house out down in Florida, with errant golf balls bouncing off the roof. Sorting through what did and didn't matter, with no real idea what we should do. The car was packed with stuff. Zeros and ones, that's what we're left today. A pixelated shell of what we threw away. The sweet crunch of a forgotten cookie, my mother's hazel eyes when she laughed. The truth that we missed when we weren't looking. No, you can't Google that. Blue fountain pen ink in her mother's hand, a family recipe borrowed from a friend. family recipe. This one's called I've Been Feeling Better. I've noticed, in spite of all we've been through, everybody's feeling a little bit better with spring coming and a little hope. And it's just a silly little song. I whistle when I'm walking, my footsteps click in time. My lucky star shines in the sky. Or a comet with our name on it, perhaps a meteor. We'll wind up like the dinosaur. I tell the truth, no lie, I've been feeling better. I don't know why. We fly through space on a little blue ball with a molten core of steel. How's that supposed to make you feel? With a thin veneer of atmosphere between us and sudden death, it's enough to make you catch your breath. I tell the truth, no lie, I've been feeling better. I don't know why. I whistle when I'm walking, my footsteps click in time. My lucky star shines in the sky. It's not the medication, it's not the glass of wine that puts the twinkle in my eye. I tell the truth, no lie, I've been feeling better. I don't know why. I tell the truth, no lie, I've been feeling better. I don't know why. I've been feeling better. I don't know why.
Yeah. Woo, 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 woo.
Thank you, guys.
Here, bud.
We're all feeling better now.
Beautiful.
Yes,
Good.
beautiful. All right.
Oh.
I think before we throw over to Danny, somebody's got to explain exactly what's happening here.
I'm playing the mandolin behind my back. I don't know. I mean, John, do you know where this is? I have no idea. It's probably.
Oh, this happened every night, Danny. I got so sick of this that, it was like, oh, well,
There
it could have been anywhere. Truly.
I don't. I have no idea where that is. It might be Django's. I honestly
That's
don't
what I
remember.
would say,
Yeah.
The old stage, maybe, huh?
Yeah. I think you're right. When it was at the end of this, there was like the side stage and the end of the room stage. I think you might be right. I think that's what
Yeah,
that is.
but do you remember the coon rod?
The Coonrod. Oh, yes. That was I've done a lot of gigs in my day. That was one of them.
The hottest mustard in the world. Do you remember that? They sold Coonrod hot dogs, and if you came in there and you were new, you'd say, I'd like a hot dog, and they say, would you like the hot mustard? And everybody would kind of look over, sure, yeah, I'll have the hot mustard. And then, of course, you would turn purple and sweat. And,
Okay.
Oh man. Whew. Boy, this is fun.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is fun.
This is great fun. And
Yep.
and Danny, what do you got for us?
Man, I don't know. I'm just gonna throw the dart at the dartboard again.
Great idea.
Okay, I'm just gonna play a little. I feel like what the hell? A little variety. I'll flat pick one of my little flat picking numbers here. This is
Have some fun.
Yeah. I've heard this. This has a couple of names. I think some people call it. Is it Sally Ann? I call it "Sail Away, Ladies." I've recorded it as a solo finger picking piece, and it's just a fun one to flat pick on. So I'll play a little bit of "Sail Away, Ladies" for you. Sail away, ladies. I can't hear anything. I hope you can hear that. All right.
Oh yeah, we hear you.
Oh,
just
okay.
fine.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. All right. Well, I feel like I really should do a Tom Waits song. Tom Waits looms large in my memory, largely because of John. Matter of fact, he might not remember this, but I remember it distinctly. We were playing at the Canton ATC Coffee House. This would have been 1978. I remember this very well because I was playing in. I had a weekly gig at this place called the Sunset Lodge in Norwood, and I was starting to get the itch to do something else, musically speaking. And John and Michael were doing a duo gig at ATC, and I said, come over and we'll play a few tunes. So we played a few tunes together, and I remember distinctly Johnny singing Heart of Saturday Night. And I remember I said, this is it. I said, this is good. This is magic. I could just feel there was this really cool thing going on with the three of us. I said, we got to start a band. And the first thing we got to do is play at the Coonrod, too. So, so that's what we did. So anyway, so this is one of my favorite Waits songs. I really love it. That I don't fall in love with you. Falling in love just makes me blue. Music plays, you display, hard for me to see. I had a beer and now I hear you calling out for me. And I hope that I don't fall in love with you. The room is crowded, people everywhere. I wonder, should I offer you a chair? If you sit down with this old clown, take that frown and break it. Before the evening's gone away, I think that we can make it. I hope that I don't fall in love with you. The night does funny things inside a man. These old tomcat feelings you can't understand. Turn around to look at you, you light a cigarette. Wish I had the guts to bum one, but we've never met. Hope that I don't fall in love with you. I can see that you are lonely just like me. Being late, you like some company. Turn around to look at you, you look back at me. The guy you're with, he's up and split, the chair next to you's free. I hope that I don't fall in love with you. It's closing time. Music's fading out. Last call for drinks, I'll have another stout. Turn around to look at you, you know where to be found. I search the place for your lost face, guess I'll have another round. I think that I just fell in love with you.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Thank you. And I kind of like the fuzz tone effect I was getting from the.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was
Live TV, Danny.
prepared guitar. Here,
Yeah.
just put that
There it
on
is.
there. We'll see what that sounds like. That sounds pretty good. Yeah, that's good. I like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Lovely.
Well, I know we've been spending a lot of time on Django's, but it's really tough not to. But we really can't talk about Django's without talking about its most defining memory, which can only be shown in a picture. And you all know what it is before I put a picture of it up. Two words.
I'm pretty sure.
2 words. Hazmat
Right.
suits.
Yeah.
So the only
That
thing
was a
I have
great
to
day.
the only thing I have to say in hindsight, as someone who participated in the hazmat suit experience, is that it never crossed my mind why I was playing in a club that needed to have hazmat suits in the basement. But
We got to give credit to Marcy Steinberg. She got
That's
us
right.
those
That's
suits.
right.
And
That's right.
I don't know if she ever got them back, but yeah, that was That was a fun time.
Oh, the Rolling Clones. But
Now,
Yeah.
do you recognize who was on the far right there? That's Victor.
Victor Sanders.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Great guitar player.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I'm going to play a last tune and keep our musical show going here. And we got lots more music, lots more to talk about, that's for sure. And but this is a show about old friends, and this is a show about memories and time. And you know, it's my favorite lyric on the subject comes from Paul Simon. Maybe not surprisingly, maybe not that surprisingly, but in one of his songs, he wrote, "Side by side they fell asleep, decades gliding by like Indians. And yet, these 45 years have just kind of slipped by somehow. Lots of laughs, lots of great memories, and more to come." Well, I can almost hear your voice when a whisper rides the wind. Words from long ago, they drift like fallen snow, and I almost hear your voice. I can sometimes see your eyes when a stranger looks my way, but it turns out to be your shadow chasing me. But I sometimes see your eyes, just like a thief comes through a window and takes all he can find. Time makes off with your memories, but time leaves things behind. Yeah, time leaves things behind. I can feel you by my side in the stillness of the night. The long arm of the moon reaches across the room, and I feel you by my side. Just like a thief comes through a window and takes all he can find. Time makes off with your memories, but time leaves things behind. Yeah, time leaves things behind. Do you wonder where I am? And do you wonder where you'd be if some forgotten day the things had gone another way? Do you wonder where you'd be? Just like a thief comes through a window and takes all he can find. Time makes off with your memories, but time leaves things behind. Yeah, time leaves things behind. Time leaves things behind. Sorry, getting my TV hat back on.
All right. Yay.
Woo, woo, woo. Okay. Now, I was kind of looking forward to this because we didn't talk about what we were going to talk about. We didn't talk about, and most of the guys don't know the pictures that everybody contributed, but I'm going to see if John can place this picture in time and place.
Oh, no. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. I think, no. Yes. Let me guess. I think we're playing at the Harley Rendezvous.
That's
Yeah.
exactly right. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. I'm cut out
Yeah.
of this picture, but it's a great photo. What I love about this photo is, what's the first thing you think of when you see this photo? That scene in the Blues Brothers with the chicken wire. But
Yeah. That was an amazing gig. I think we played in between the tattoo contest and
played two sets, yeah.
and the farting contest. There was something else going on. You know what I remember? I'm sorry. I'm gonna just me a little bit here.
Go
But I
ahead.
remember we got there, and of course it's all gated up, and there's all these, like a billion big tattooed guys, and we go to the gate, and it's like, okay, we're the band. And they say, who's the band leader? And you guys all pointed at me. and I'm petrified. And they parade me into this room where they're wearing sunglasses inside. And I just knew, whatever they said, okay, we'll do that. And so,
As I remember,
right after.
as I remember, John, I think when that happened, we said, "Don't worry, John, we're right behind you."
Yeah, right. Right back there in the van. I remember. Yeah. That was a wonderful thing. But you were using a different name when you played with us there.
Well, that again goes back to the Rolling Clones and Sonny and the Chevelles.
Yeah.
I was Sonny Chevelle, and now you were Buddy
Leader.
Buddy Leader.
See, buddy leader.
Buddy Leader, and Danny was Duke Mantee.
No, I was Chuck Steak.
You were Chuck Steak. Okay. That's right. Michael was Duke Mantee.
No,
was
I was
Duke,
Otis Elevator. Oh,
Otis,
Michael
you were
Hatfield.
Otis.
Oh, Michael Hatfield.
Oh yeah, Michael Hatfield was,
Hatfield was Duke Mantee, yeah.
and you were Otis Elevator. Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
All right, well.
our favorite, who isn't here tonight, was Carolyn Odell, a sweet little wisp
Right.
of a girl. And what was her name, John?
Little Eva Destruction.
Eva Destruction.
Yeah.
Eva Destruction.
She, kind of out of character for her. Yeah. We just had a ball, all of us doing that stuff back then. Yeah.
Nothing but laughs.
And we survived to tell
Yeah.
tell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Johnny, what you got for us?
Well,
Oh, what happened there?
honestly, I've been thinking about this, and I'm not sure. one of two songs, and let's see. One would be more. It's not a masterpiece. Yeah, that's what I'm going to play. This is for you guys, and as you know, you gotta write about what you know. So this is called Little Old Man. I am a little old man. I've done what I've done, and I am what I am. Oh, I do not recall how it all began. I just looked into the mirror one day, and instead of Tarzan, there was a little old man. I got a little old house out on a little old lane. I take my little old walks with my little old cane, and my little old dog, and my little old cat, and my little old man sandals, and my little old man hat. I still got a car, man, and I can still drive. Just stay out of my way if you value your life. I had a little trouble with the coppers, you know. They give me a ticket for going too slow, 'cause I am a little old man. Done what I've done, and I am what I am. I used to be virile, have a permanent tan. Now I creak when I bend, and I groan when I stand. Little old man. Yeah, I get the habit of sneaking wherever I go, and if I fall down, I just stay up on the floor. The little old ladies, they will open the door when they see me coming at the dollar store. I got a little old lady girlfriend, and her name is Rose. She likes to party, man, and anything goes when things get cozy. And she says, I will. I got to, I got to, I got to find my little blue pill, 'cause I am a little old man. Ow! I say a little prayer before I go to bed, that I will wake up in the morning and I will not be dead. Got a list in a bucket, but I ain't insane. I ain't running in no marathons, jumping from no plane. I'm a little old man, don't call me elderly. I like living on the fringes of society. I got my Medicare, my Social Security, and an enlarged prostate. Now I got to go, I got to go, I got to go, 'cause I am a little old man. I've done what I've done, and I am what I am. Ah, you may be king of the land, have control, have command. You get a little more time, a few more grains of sand. Poof! A little old man, a little old man, a little old man.
Good choice. Good choice.
You think so? I
Yeah.
think I'm funny.
Yeah. That was great.
I was just thinking, about. I noticed, more of my life is going to doctor's appointments all the time. It's like, like the colonoscopy was the most exciting thing that happened to me last year. But I noticed that the nurses and the people that check you in started saying, "Well, how are you doing, young fella?" And why don't you come this way, young fella? And I knew that was it. They think that's cute. I didn't think it was so cute.
I hate that. I hate that.
Well, speaking of young fellas, Michael, do you recognize any of these rock stars?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's my place or our place? I think it was called My Place.
I thought it was our place, but
Yeah, it was a place.
yeah, it was someplace. It was on Broadway. I know that.
Yeah.
It was open till 4 a.m. Yikes. Yeah.
Yeah, this picture was taken in.
Boy, I'm looking good.
Let's see. So this picture was taken in 1990.
Wow.
So you do the math. We're younger than we are now, but anyway, lots of
We were
fun.
like 12 or something.
I think we were like 12 there.
I look
But-
kind of scared.
Nah, man, you look great. Looks great. Those were some good times. I loved playing the blues with you guys. Michael, so sing us a song.
One more. Well, you had mentioned a song that you liked that I wrote, and
I love
I'll
that.
give it a try. This is called "In Lieu of Flowers," and I don't usually do this, but I do remember that I don't want to go too long on this, but I'd seen Merle Haggard when I was in college, and thought he, at first, before I went, I thought he was a joke, Okie from Muskogee, but I left a true believer, and then I saw Merle again just the year before he died in New Hampshire, in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. He was still doing it, and he was still great. And when he passed, I kind of made a task for myself, and I wanted to try to write a song that I would have liked to have heard him sing. And unfortunately, you'll have to hear me sing it, but that's where we are. So, "In Lieu of Flowers." In lieu of flowers, the family requests your thoughts and prayers for eternal rest. And if you heed no higher power, then you can sing a sad old song in lieu of flowers. A light on the porch, an old guitar. Remember the wish you wished upon a falling star. The sound of a train in the wee small hours. And won't you please remember these in lieu of flowers? In lieu of flowers, the family suggests a small donation to forgetfulness. Forgive his faults, his darkest hours. Remember some kindness he has done in lieu of flowers. A faithful old dog, a call from a friend. Remember the smell of garden dirt at winter's end. Life passes through like a summer shower. And won't you please remember this in lieu of flowers? In lieu of flowers, the deceased might suggest, tell her you love her, clean up that mess. And if you heed no higher power, then you can sing a sad old song in lieu of flowers. Then you can sing a sad old song in lieu of flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Michael.
Ray, thank you so much for making this happen. Boy, I mean, thank you
Just-
so much.
Just
It's
going to mention
really
that
been
that's
enjoyable.
on Family Recipe, that fabulous song, just so you know. I didn't make it happen. We all made it happen by 40 plus years of sticking together and, you know, caring about each other and about the music and having a few laughs, right, along the way. Is there a story behind this picture,
Well,
Michael?
it was
Oh.
relatively recent. Yeah, I didn't think Danny had seen this. I got from somebody was taking a video at the club. I had a call out of the blue, a fella down on the border of North and South Carolina who had picked up my CD in 1992, My Evil Twin, and he suddenly found it when he was cleaning his house. This is an odd story, and he had a little private festival that he did every year down by the river on some property he owned, and he invited me to come down there, and I just was silly enough to say sure, and then I thought, Danny's down there and kind of on the way, and he was kind enough to get a gig or two for me and sat in with me, and we had a great time. I think it was in Cary, North Carolina, right?
No, that was in that was Hillsboro.
Hillsboro, okay.
That was Hillsboro. Yeah, I remember that place.
That
Yeah.
was fun.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah. Very good time. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, you going to sing us home, Danny?
Wrap it up.
Yeah, I'll do one more. I really need to sing one for Peter Ostrushko. I think everybody you all know who Peter is, of course. I know Michael had Peter play. He played on quite a few of Michael's CDs. He was a consummate sideman, among many other things that he could do so very well. He was one of the best sidemen ever. And then I ended up playing with him. It's a very long story. I don't want to go into it. How in the world I ended up playing with him, God knows. But I started playing with him about 2007, and we played. You know, we did some traveling, did some good gigs, and he was. I've known a lot of great musicians, and he was right at the very top, an amazing musician, and he was a great composer. He wrote a lot of mandolin and fiddle tunes, but he wrote songs too. But he was also a very good interpreter of songs, and I remember almost every show we would do this one, and I don't have to tell you who wrote it; you'll recognize it immediately. And I liked Peter's version better than the original writer. So this one's for Peter. If you're traveling in the North Country Fair, where the winds hit heavy on the borderline. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. See for me if her hair's hanging down, see if it curls and falls all down her breast. See for me that her hair's hanging down. That's the way I remember her best. Go when the snowflakes fall, when the rivers freeze, the summer ends. Please say for me if she's wearing clothes so warm to keep her from the howling winds. If you're traveling in the North Country Fair, where the winds hit heavy on the borderline, please say hello to the one who lives there, for she once was a true love of mine.
Yeah.
Excellent.
There
Well-
you go.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Beautiful.
Well, there's
Yes.
there's just a couple leftover pictures I just want to get out there, and
All right.
and then some people were asking some questions, and
Oh, okay.
we're done with the music, but if it's so nice to have everybody gathered together, maybe we'll take a look at some of their questions. But we should shout out to our buddy Ralph and the Parting Glass and Saratoga and Orion and all the good times we've had there at the Parting Glass. And this is one of my favorite pictures of all time. And there's Orion, and that's just a beautiful photo. And Cafe Lena, of course, has been so great to the North Country musicians, and it's in a class by itself, and so a well-deserved shout-out there. So let's see what people were saying. I know there's a couple of questions that intrigued me, like this one in particular. Danny, was that Aukie's debut on the music stream?
Yes.
Although the name has changed, has it not?
Well, I'm letting people decide. When I brought him home, his name was Aki, and I like Suki. So he's Sukiaki, so you could call him Suki or Aki or whatever. But I wanted his name to be similar to Tiki, so it's like, you know, the rhythm sounded better in my ears. So you can call him Aki, you can call him Suki. You just can't call him Ralph. That's
Right.
it. No Ralph.
Just don't call me Ralph. Irish, or is anybody playing a Taylor 12? I don't think anybody. Oh, I think Johnny's talking about your guitar, John, because your guitar sounds like a 12 string.
I just lost the audio for a second. So what was the question? This
Were you
guitar?
playing a Taylor 12 string?
This is a Taylor 12 string.
There you go.
And it's a new guitar. I haven't owned a 12 string in a lot of years, and some things fell into place, and I decided to buy this one. It's a good deal.
Nice.
Not
Yeah.
an expensive Taylor, and I'm good with that.
You get the 6 extra strings for free, right?
Actually, they're not free, and they are a pain in the ass to change, which I had forgotten about.
Not to mention tuning.
But I'm glad I got a 12 string again. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
They're great.
I can only guess that this is in reference to the hazmat suit photo. But are you all in the witness protection program? Come on, tell the truth.
I think everybody's been in the witness protection program this last year.
Yeah. So, well, this is thank you, Pat Irish, for such a
Pat.
lovely sentiment.
Wow.
It's nice. That's nice to hear. Nice to know.
Yeah.
Now, let's see. I think there you go. Okay. Now here's a reference to the mandolin behind the back.
Oh, Runaway.
Part of it.
Yeah.
Oh, Runaway. Oh,
Runaway.
Solo on Runaway.
well, it's hard to say.
Del Shannon.
That's what we were playing when you were doing that, Danny.
That's right.
Okay, see.
Yeah.
Yes, I used to do the Farfisa organ solo with my voice. Yeah, that was a good. Yeah.
What's this? A well-deserved compliment for Family Recipe.
Thank you.
Great CD.
Great CD.
Yeah.
There you go. Well,
All right.
another,
Heavy on the emojis. I noticed.
Yeah.
It's hard to say anything back to that without using emojis.
Yeah. Well, I think that's everyone's. I think there is one last thing we probably should, Ralph, or if I could find it. Ralph also mentioned we should probably tip our cap to Frank. He was in a lot of the photos, and we haven't really mentioned Frank. John, you want to talk about when you first started playing with Frank?
Oh, Frank Carcaterra. Well, actually, we were doing our Racket River Rounder thing, and at the time, I had totally given up rock and roll and electric music, and Danny got Michael Hatfield, our bass player, and Frank Carcaterra, who was one of the owners of Django's, to start playing rock and roll under the name The Rolling Clones. That was so nobody would know who we were, I guess. But we used to go from this folky group and turn into the Rolling Clones, and that became a ball. That was just lots of fun, really lots of fun.
Yeah.
Frank, after the Rolling Clones, Frank played with Johnny and the Triumphs, and he really defined a huge part of this sound because he was kind of a jazz trained drummer who grew up loving Motown and the rock and roll of the 60s. So, when we played in the Rolling Clones, we played some hard rock. We played, hard rock and stuff, and we played a lot of blues and boogie-woogie blues. And in the Triumphs, he would add this swing sound to things that, set it apart. Nobody played like him. And he was our friend, and we all miss him a great deal still.
And he was a member of Sonny and the Chevelles, too. So
That's right.
Let's see, what was his name in Sonny and the Chevelles?
Well, he was Hub Tone. He was Hub Tone in the Clones. That's who he was. Yeah.
It probably was the same.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, and he got to play with us right up to the end almost.
yeah.
Getting together at Parting Glass, you know.
Yeah.
The last year I know he didn't play, but the year before that he sat in, and I remember he had it. It was fine, and he felt like he hadn't done well enough or something like that, something so silly, because he was a fine drummer all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I was glad he came down one of the last Saratoga, the Parting Glass gigs.
Yeah.
I was playing with you guys, and
Yeah.
that was nice. So great to see him. So many memories.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there will be a last song for all of us, and so doing stuff like this is really cool. You know, we get to do this show, we get to be like, you know, talk about these old times, and maybe somebody will find it interesting, and that's beautiful.
Hey,
John,
you know I'm sorry, Michael. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I remember, John, you were doing a radio show for a while. You were hosting. Remember?
Yeah.
You were, and
Yeah.
and you were doing interviews and playing people's music, and then putting it together. And I remember, this kind of just made me think of this. John was, interviewing me, and I think the question was something like, "What, what kept you? How come you're still doing this? Why, at this age?" And I said to him, "Because nobody ever made me stop." And that's still true.
I love that.
So-
I absolutely
so
love
far.
that.
Yeah.
Unforgettable response. What keeps you going? I said so earnestly.
That was it.
Nobody made me stop. Very good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing, huh?
And nobody's making us stop here, so we're going.
Yeah. Well,
I was just gonna say, things maybe in August things will clear up and we could
let's hope.
have a Parting Glass reunion.
I just got a call from, I guess I can say, from Cafe Lena, and they are going to reopen on a small, in Saratoga Springs, for those who don't know, very famous folk. They've been continuing through the pandemic with streaming shows, but not live shows, and the state's going to let them do like 25%, and I'm going to do a show there April 3rd, and Orion's going to play with me too.
Fantastic.
Great.
So,
Will it be streamed? Will it be streamed
It'll be
also?
streamed as well, yes.
Okay.
So the
Yeah.
Cafe Lena website, you can find it. And I hope Tony Markellis will be with me, and Orion Cribbs. And so that'll be like, I know everybody has the same thing. I mean, I haven't played a live gig since over a year ago in January, so a year and 3 months. So it's scary. I gotta remember everything.
It's funny. I've been watching the anniversaries on Facebook. February 22nd was mine. Me and my buddy Lanny and Kevin Kelly played February 22nd. That was the last live show in front of people.
Yep.
I wasn't sure if it was going to happen again. I hope it opens
Well,
up slowly
everybody-
and safely.
Everybody get that vaccine so we
That's
can
what I got. I
start
wouldn't do
singing
it
some
if I didn't
songs.
have
Yeah,
Well squared.
Yeah.
great.
Set. Yep.
Well, I can't thank you guys enough. I can't thank you guys enough for lots of things and lots of decades of things. But thanks for doing this as well tonight. It's been such a
Back
joy.
at you, Ray.
It was fun.
Really
It was a blast. A total blast.
And I
All
think
the
everybody
time.
had fun.
All the time. Real good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be careful,
Okay.
friends.
All right. Good
to
night,
see you.
gang. I'll put the slate up. And thanks to everybody who tuned in. Really, really are grateful that you joined us because we had a ton of fun. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Thanks.
Bye, gang.